Let's start religions in India. Fine. Religions in India. ठीक है, अब हम स्टार्ट करते हैं. तो इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट पर आते हैं. इंडियन सब कॉन्टिनेंट हैज़ अ वाइड रेंज ऑफ रिलीजन्स that define the morality and ethics of the people who follow it. Several communities live together and we have a range of religions. As Swami Vivekanand said while addressing an audience at the World Parliament of Religions in Chicago, 1893. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal toleration but we accept all religions as true. द स्पिरिचुअलिटी ऑफ ईच रिलीजन, ठीक है, ये उन्होंने कहा था. अब आगे, द स्पिरिचुअलिटी ऑफ ईच रिलीजन इज वेस्टेड इन द सेक्रेड बुक्स एंड फिजिकल स्पेसिस वेयर पीपल गेट टुगेदर टू प्रे. Religion is a very powerful tool in the hands of the powerful and they use it to break and make communal ties. But usually India has had more years of religious peace than the instances of communal tensions. तो अब हम स्टार्ट करते हैं हिंदुइज्म. फाइन. Hinduism is one of the biggest religions in this country but has a variety of cults and sects within its purview. Hinduism is a word that is drawn from Hindu, which was meant as a term to connote people who lived in the geographical area around the river Indus. At the most basic level, Hinduism borrows its basic principles from pre-Vedic and Vedic religious philosophies. The Shrutis were revealed to the sages or the rishis. The oldest Veda is a Rig Veda and it consists of about 1000 hymns about various gods like Agni, Indra, Vayu, Soma, etc. The Sama Veda, ये ऋग वेदा के बारे में हो गया ओल्डेस्ट. अब सम वेदा is about music and hymns. Yajurveda is related to sacrificial hymns related to the Rig Veda. Atharva Veda is about the magic and medicine. All the Vedas have several commentaries attached to it like Brahmanas. Other literature attached to it are called the Aryankas, which are mystical teachings, and the Upanishads were speculations on the human being and his lived reality. These religious sacrifices and offerings were done in open air, but later the puja or the worship of the divine power's image began. Soon there was a need to make temples, and through the assimilation of various ideas, Hinduism became a proper religion with holy books, areas of worship and priests to meditate with God. According to Hindu traditions, Kama, pleasure, sometimes sexual, and Artha are the goals to strive for, but after achieving these, one has to look towards getting dharma, rightness. In the Upanishads, it is specified that there are 4 stages in life. Brahmachari is a celibate student who then graduates into grahsata, a householder. After an age, he becomes a vanaprastha, a hermit. Vanaprastha, जैसे brahmachari, grahsata, vanaprastha, a hermit. The last stage in life is of sannyasi, an ascetic. Once a person becomes an ascetic, he strives for the achievement of moksha or salvation. In the medieval period, Hinduism went through Bhakti movement in North India, where the saints translated the Sanskrit text into vernacular languages and took the message of bhakti or devotion to the gods to the masses. In South India, Vaishnavite movement was very strong. And it reigned till the end of 13th century. This saint called Alvars are the devotees of Vishnu, and they sang songs which were collected and made into Prabandhas. Another powerful group in the south was Shaivatis, or those who worshipped Shiva. The saints who followed this were called Jnanars, and we know of 63 major saints here. These are Jnanars जो शिवा को फॉलो करते थे, शिवातिस, और दोज हु वर्शिप शिवा. तो Jnanars और अलवर, They were the devotees of Vishnu. In the modern period, there was a need to change the highly ritualistic nature of Hinduism. Many problems like the domination of Brahmana, sati, child marriage, etc., had crept into Hinduism, and the caste system led to large scale discrimination. After the coming of the British and Western ideals of equality, several thinkers propelled to change the situation, and they started some movements to change the problems in Hinduism, such as Brahmo movement. The Brahmo movement. This began with the Raja Ram Mohan Roy, who wanted to question the problems in Hinduism. To solve these issues and to find the truth of Vedanta, he started the Brahmo Samaj in 1828. They rejected the iconography or the worship of any kind of imagery. He spoke against the evil practices of sati, which was abolished later after sustained campaign. He also established two schools to bring education to the masses. After his death, the mission was taken over by the Devendranath Tagore in 1843. He was a furious writer who criticized the British and Christian missionaries who were converting poor people. He also urged Hinduism to bring large scale changes so that people would not leave their religion and convert. Another member is Keshav Chandra Sen. Started advocating against child marriage, polygamy, caste system. He and some of his followers were very radical and broke from the Brahmo Samaj to form the Adi Brahmo Samaj. This movement could not sustain itself and led to another break into Sadharan Brahmo Samaj. After all these splits, they could not sustain the movement. Fine. आगे आते हैं movement by Swami Vivekanand and Ramakrishna Mission. Fine. There was some movements that concentrated on changing the Hindu philosophies from within, like Ramakrishna Mission. It advocated supreme devotion to God. It said that God could be formless or in an object, but the purpose of man is to find him. This is sometimes called Neo-Hinduism. ठीक है. One of his major followers was Swami Vivekanand और नरेंद्र नाथ दत्ता. ठीक है, इनका ही नाम था. They wanted man to combine his bodily strength with that of the mind and bring a change to Hinduism. Ramakrishna Mission was established in 1897, and its threefold philosophy was basically to spread the Vedantic spirituality. Next is to strive for harmonious existence of all world religions, and third is to consider the service to mankind as a service to God. Fine. Next is the Arya Samaj. They wanted to revive Hinduism from within, and Swami Dayanand Saraswati founded it. They believed in the supremacy of the Vedas, and they said that they formed the repository of all values and knowledge. One of their major policy was to work for the welfare of the mankind. They believed in good education for the masses and established many schools. They followed iconoclasm and wanted to convert non-Hindus into this religion. He started the Suddhi or purification movement through which the conversion could be done. Fine. अब next करते हैं Jainism. The word Jain is derived from Jina or a Jana, which means a conqueror. They believe that their religion is comprised of people who have managed to control and conquer their desires. Jainism does not have a single founder. It is commonly mistaken that Mahavira was a founder of Jainism. However, he was the last Tirthankar. There were 23 Tirthankars before him. Total 24 in number. Then Mahavira, 24th one. Jainas believe that a Tirthankar or a great learned man comes to the world in difficult times to show the way of truth. कितने थे Tirthankars? 24. Tirthankars achieved the goal of spirituality and teach others the right way to get moksha or liberation. A Tirthankar is like an incarnation of God who is in the form of a human body and has to go through penance and meditation to reach the pure stage of the soul. अब 24 तीर्थंकरास में से पहला आप लर्न कर लो आदिनाथ था. आदिनाथ था, और लास्ट 2 कौन से थे? पार्श्वनाथ और महावीरा। फाइन, आदिनाथ पहले थे। According to the Jain philosophy, their religion is even older than the Brahmanism of the Aryans, but the religion in its current form begins with the story of Mahavira. In the 6th BC, Prince Vardhamana, Prince Prince Vardhamana was born to King Siddhartha and Queen Trishula, who ruled over the Natrika clan. At the age of 30, he went through a touching journey and left his home to live the life of ascetic. According to Jain holy books, on the 10th day of Vishakha, he reached the town of Pava near Patna, where he found the truth of life. It is said that after going on the journey to find the truth of life, he achieved Kaivalyan or enlightenment, and was given the title Mahavira or the great hero. Some of the other titles given to him, like the Jana or Jatindra, that is one who conquer all his senses, and Nirgrantha, or the one who is free from all bonds. Mahavira has taught the Jains the right path. So the Mahavira has taught the Jains the right path, or the Dharma, and stressed on the renunciation of the world, strict asceticism, and moral cultivation. The Jains are morally bound by the religion to live in such a way that would not harm any being. They believe that through three fold path of right belief, Samyak Darshana. Which are this right belief? That is Samyak Darshana, right knowledge, Samyak Jana, and right conduct, Samyak Charita. One can get rid of the bad karma and also pull themselves out of the cycle of rebirth and achieve salvation. All Jains have to follow right conduct and follow these 5 principles. Ahimsa, non-violence. Satya, truthfulness. Asitya, non-stealing. Apragraha, non-acquisition. Brahmacharya, chaste living. Secretarian list of the 8 auspicious symbols are swastika. It signifies peace and well-being of the humans. Nandyavarta, it is a large swastika with 9 endpoints. Bhadrasana, a throne which is said to be sanctified by the Jaina's feet. Shrivasta, a mark which manifested on the Jain's chest and signified his pure soul. Darpana, the mirror which reflects the inner self. Minayugla, a couple of fish which signifies a conquer over basic sexual urges. Minayugla. Vardhamanaka, a shallow dish used as a lamp which shows an increase in the wealth, due, and merit. Kalasha, a pot filled with pure water signifying auspiciousness. Fine. Due to ideological differences, the Jain splits into 2 groups, Digambara and Shwetambras. और दोनों के बीच के अब डिफरेंस देख लेते हैं, Digambaras and Shwetambras. Women. Digambaras Jain believed that women can't be Tirthankars and that Mali was a man. Shwetambar believe करते हैं that Tirthankaras can be men or women, and they say that Mali began her life as a princess. Next is clothing and possession. The Digambara monks live completely naked because they believe that one can only lead the life of a true monk by having no worldly possessions and by demonstrating indifference to earthly emotions such as shame. Shwetambara में आ जाते हैं. The monk can have a simple white clothing, a begging bowl, a brush to remove insects from their path, books and writing materials. Fine. So this much for today. We'll continue Buddhism in our next lecture.